Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of almost all ages, with parental consent, the Sick Twisted Minds at Sacrificial Pawn Productions brings you a new style horror film, like nothing you have seen before. There are no cops, no investigations. There is no backstory, no follow-up of the victims who were brutally tortured and murdered. Our story isn't about them. Normal Terror is about a single dad struggling to make ends meet. His son is his first priority. He goes to work, pays his bills, and is generally a great dad. The twist comes after he puts his son to bed. This is where he releases his stress. Some people do yoga, some hit the gym, some go for runs, some people paint on a canvas. An anonymous source once wrote on an abandoned asylum wall, "I never understood people until I took one apart just to see how it worked." If you are rear-ended in traffic, most people's thought runs to anger and their primal instincts of hurting the other party. Sam Neill does not have the ability to stop that primal instinct. Let us take you into the mind of a killer. Normal Terror is a concept from the mind of Sam Mason, who wrote, directed, produced, and is starring in this new age feature film.
Let's get slicing and dicing with Sir Sturdy horror fans. On this podcast, you will hear me and a guest do some movie reviews, random funny horror chats, and whatever else comes to mind. So tune in, kick back, relax, and always remember, I'll see you in your nightmares.
Well, just Jason's mask.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another awesome, exciting episode of Horror with Sir Sturdy. The movie we are reviewing tonight is Return of the Living Dead. I only got to watch about a half hour of it. I had some networking thing to do, so Henry's going to really take the lead in this. And I'm just going to introduce myself as Sir Sturdy. My favorite slasher is Jason Voorhees. He's a great person. He would be a great father. And next, introduce yourself.
The name's Henry, or as Aaron likes to call me, Hanky Panky. Freddy Krueger is my favorite slasher for obvious reasons. He's charismatic, he's got a good fashion sense, and he's a terrible father.
And that's...
All right. I'm RHEANON Nicole, model, actress, writer, and my favorite slasher is, I'm going to agree, it's Freddy Krueger, because he's the shit, and I think that he would actually win over Jason.
Let's not lie now.
I agree.
We have a new voice on the podcast.
It's 3 against 1.
Mm-hmm.
So let's introduce this one.
I'm MAKAYLA, and my favorite slasher is also Freddy. He is obviously a ladies' man, and that's why I love him.
There you go, yep.
Henry, wait a minute. She said she's the ladies' man. You're talking about you're a man. Well,
he's a dream man.
You know, it's 3-on-1 tonight as far as the whole Freddy and Jason goes. I'm fine with that. I'm cool with that. We all love horror. We're all cool here. We're all friends. Jason's better. Yeah. Fuck Nicolas Cage. But before I get
better than Nicolas Cage.
Oh, everybody's better than Nicolas.
Who's your second favorite slasher?
Mine? Okay, we're gonna do. We'll do a thingy with this. Art the Clown.
All right, I'm Art the Clown also.
Okay, who's your second favorite slasher, MAKAYLA?
Oh gosh, you're putting me on the spot here.
There's gonna be a lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh Lord. We'll go Pinhead.
Oh,
there you go.
Hanky Panky, who's yours?
O.J. Simpson.
Oh my God.
Not a bad choice. Oh man. And is he a good father figure, you think?
I would go ahead and say no.
All right, well, you know, O.J. Simpson's number 2 on your list, and he's not a good father figure. Well,
let's go.
But as far as movies go, I'd say Candyman.
Oh, great choice. I think he would be a really good dad because of his voice. Like his voice him talking to you will just get you in a line. Like if you're about to do something stupid, and I can't do his voice because he's like, don't do that.
Be my victim.
Where he's about to beat you. Yeah. I gotta watch that movie again.
Yeah. That
So
movie scared me when I was younger.
So those scenes where when Candyman was talking to Helen and she looked all like dazed and confused, she was being hypnotized off screen.
That's true. And the
Like,
bees,
for real?
yeah, and the bees that were in his mouth. First of one thing, he had like this thing in his mouth, so they couldn't like fly down his throat or whatever. And I think for every bee that stung him, he got $1,000 for. He ended up with like $23,000.
Yeah, he got bit.
So,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he had a good roll.
No one was looking at me, flicking the bees. Like, come on, do it.
Make me the money, baby.
Yeah. And
Hell yeah. There might not be a sequel. Come on.
As you guys may or may not know, Jordan Peele, I believe, is he producing it, Henry, or is he directing the Candyman movie remake, reboot, whatever?
I think he's directing it.
Which would be interesting. And I'm just going to put it out there, people. I'm not playing Candyman. Neither is Nicolas Cage. But
You never know.
listen, if they put Nicolas Cage as Candyman, I'm going to put this out here on the podcast. If they put Nicolas Cage as Candyman and paint him in blackface, I am going to figure out where he is. Henry's going to go with me, and we're jumping him. Simple as that. I can't have that.
I mean, Robert Downey Jr.
Just let me know in advance so I can take the time off.
Oh, yeah, I got to take the time off too. That's fine. I don't like Nicolas Cage. It's personal now. After I watched that Mandy movie, it's personal.
But he didn't do anything wrong. It was the movie itself that sucked.
The movie sucked.
I tried. I really did.
You watched like a half hour of it.
That was like the worst part to watch.
tried.
Too.
Listen, if you can get past the first hour and a half ish, like the kills
How
that
long
he did,
is it?
it's like 2
Like
hours.
2 hours.
The kills were good. The animated scenes were good, like because he dreamed and animated for some reason, and he did yell in the movie as he always does in every movie.
Oh yeah.
And I seen on Twitter the other day.
I thought it was a monster movie.
No, it definitely wasn't. It was a Nicolas Cage movie. I seen on Twitter the other day. I have some horrible news for you three, and for my listeners, our listeners. He's doing another movie. My whole hashtag Nicolas Cage stop acting didn't work.
The
At all.
H.P. Lovecraft
Didn't
one,
catch
right?
on.
The
Yes.
Colors or something.
Oh yeah.
Is that supposed to be like a horror movie? What is that? Is that horror?
I think it's horror, isn't it?
Oh shit! That means we're gonna have to do a
H.P.
podcast.
Lovecraft, like he. Yeah.
So that means I'm gonna have to do another
Like he
podcast
did
on
like
it.
the Cthulhu or however you say it.
Oh,
Cthulhu.
I'm gonna have to watch that.
Cthulhu.
Which-
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
he ruined.
Call the Cthulhu. I think
You
it's
know
called.
what's this was a couple weeks ago, right? My friend Rob, good friend Rob, fuck you for this one. He posted in the horror group and texted me that it was Nicolas Cage's birthday. Ruined my whole fucking day. He could have told me that the day after, that it was Nicolas Cage's birthday
He
yesterday.
took time out of his day to let you know.
So I was on Twitter and I seen people saying hashtag Nicolas Cage happy birthday. So I put hashtag Nicolas Cage please stop acting. But it did again. It didn't.
Aw.
What? It's his
That's
birthday
sad.
gift to me, and it's my birthday gift to him for him to stop acting because he's bad at it. He should do something else. Maybe he should do voice acting, just be in like animated cartoons because he's so extra anyway. You don't need to see him on screen. Hearing him's bad enough, let alone seeing him.
He's so extra.
He is. And I'm just, oh man. Like I said, Henry, I understand your issues with Corey. I understand your beef now. I understand the personal beef. I know why you can't really, discuss it with me because it's that personal to you, and I respect it now. And I'm sorry.
Corey Feldman.
It's
Yeah.
okay. Dude's a fucking cornball.
He's getting worse. He was back in the day. Like Goonies was good. Lost Boys.
Oh
was
yeah, he
good.
was. Yeah.
Ninja Turtles was good.
Yeah,
Donatello.
that's the thing. He's in some of my favorite movies.
Donatello.
Oh, he
He
was
was the voice of
Turtle,
Donatello
right?
Yes.
That's right.
in part
Yeah.
1 and part 3.
Yep. And I love those freaking movies. Henry knows. We actually got to meet.
I have a Goonies T-shirt. It says "Free the Goonies" or some shit like that.
You know what's funny is I see and the horror group Joe's House of Horror, which I think everybody should check out on Facebook. Somebody posted a Corey Feldman shirt. I forgot what the hell it said, I swear to you, I tagged Henry in the post, and I swear to you guys, I was trying to find that shirt because I was really going to order this shirt to send it to him. Just because I know he doesn't like him at all. But I couldn't. It was like a custom-made thing. I was mad. That would have really pissed him off. It would have been worth
it was like different pictures of him from like a bunch of different roles he's done.
Would you have worn the shirt?
Yeah.
He probably would have just bought you a Nicolas Cage shirt.
Yeah, he probably would.
I would have worn it, out of spite.
So what I am gonna do for you though, Henry, eventually, I'm still gonna get a shirt with my face on it and send that to you so you can wear that. That you'll be happier with that one.
I still want one of those beanies so bad.
Oh.
Yeah.
One of these?
Yes.
Oh, that's so cool.
Thank you.
Awesome.
I want to do like a little merch thing and start selling these eventually. I just gotta, find the right stuff for all that good stuff. So
Look,
yes, people.
Hang on, I want to show you since you're talking about Corey Feldman.
Can you move it
See
over?
it?
I can only see.
This way.
There you go.
Oh, sweet.
What the hell is he wearing on his? Oh my god!
Batman glasses.
I have to see
Isn't
this.
that horrible? And then here's him and my daughter and me.
Oh.
And he's still wearing the glasses.
Oh my god.
Henry, this picture of him would piss you off right now. I'll let you know that right now.
Let's see. And there's another one. Look up, Aaron.
Is he crying? Is he crying in the picture like when he was crying when people were making fun of him because of the performance on
No.
that morning show?
It's so funny. It's really mean, you guys. It was mean, but still.
What do you expect?
Yeah, he has gotten different for sure.
He's on extra.
So, before we get into this movie, Makayla,
Mhm.
we want to know, because I do this with everybody who comes on the podcast, what got you into horror? Was the first movie that scared you? And I think that's the only two questions I ask, isn't it? I think so. What got you into horror? What's the first movie that scared you? And I'll say, if you have a favorite horror movie, what is it?
Well, my favorite horror movie is Nightmare on Elm Street. Yep. And then what got me into horror was my dad. He put it on one time when I was 5 years old, and it happened to be Nightmare on Elm Street. It scared the crap out of me. I had nightmares all night that Freddy Krueger was going to come out the bathroom and kill me. So I don't know how that turned into a love, but it eventually did.
That's cool.
That's when I saw it, remember? When I was 5, and I watched it because my mom was watching it. It scared the hell out of me.
Henry,
And then I got obsessed with him when I was like 13.
did you watch Nightmare on Elm Street when you were 5, Henry?
No, I was probably like 6.
You just had to mess up the rotation, didn't you?
Well,
Like 6.5.
Because I was like 14.
I was like this many. Remember, I had a Freddy dream once where he gave me, I was
touched
getting
you?
a haircut,
Mhm.
and then the chair turned around, and Freddy was a barber, and he gave me a fucked up haircut instead of killing me,
At least he didn't kill you.
which was worse.
Well, yeah, 'cause
You ever get a fucked up haircut though?
yes, I did.
Yeah, I've
And
cried plenty of times.
I didn't cry, but I mean, for guys, you get a lot of
Girls
jokes.
cry.
For females, I don't know how it goes.
Swear.
I
Yeah.
just topped mine off, so I feel.
Well, it's funny because it's like you don't realize how much you miss your hair until you cut it. And you're like, shit, why the hell did I cut it? Even with bangs, like if you cut your bangs, then I'm always like, damn it, why did I do that? I want them to grow.
I don't even know. I've never had those issues,
I haven't had that problem.
but I sympathize.
Or if you bleach it and then your hair snaps off, that's pretty devastating. That sucks. Yeah,
Can't say I've done that
Haven't done
either.
that yet.
it's horrible. You'll cry. We're all talking about hair.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen that'll be listening to this episode when it comes out, this is a horror podcast. Do not worry. I'm not switching over to hair. No, I'm not switching over. I don't know enough about that. But I will say this: I did get to go to a networking thing, so I'm gonna try to read off some of these cards really quick that I grabbed. First of all, for people who know me and know Sam, know me and him were like, we're connected. He's like a brother to me. Sam Mason, Sacrificial Pawn Productions. Definitely go check that out. It's awesome. He's coming out with a movie called Normal Terror, which all three of you have seen the trailer. I know what you guys think of it, but I want to know I want to hear it on the podcast. I'll start with you, Makayla. What do you think of that trailer?
I thought it looked really fun and gory, and it just looks like an interesting movie. I can't wait for it to be able to watch.
Rhiannon?
I am so fucking excited for it. Like, I'm obsessed with serial killers, not in a creepy way, but I really like the stories behind them. I like to see movies about them. I like the documentaries, like that Ted Bundy thing. I'm going nuts over it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I like the gore that's in it, and some of those scenes, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Nice.
So I'm super excited for it.
Hanky Panky, what do you think about it?
I'm looking forward to it. I like the practical effects in it,
Mm-hmm.
and I like the concept behind it, and I just can't wait to see the finished product.
Same here. Well, I guess I'll say I loved it. I loved the trailer, and like for me, I know a lot more about the movie than others do because he showed me he's told me things. He showed me things from the I can't think of the word right now, a printout type of thing, the script kind of thing, and from seeing it on paper to seeing like the trailer, I'm just like, this is gonna be an amazing movie when it's all said and done. And I can't wait to see this and other project that he does, which I do know about other projects, but I don't know if I'm allowed to speak on those. I can't remember the podcast that we recorded with him.
I don't think we were allowed to say that.
I don't think we were recording when we were discussing it. I think that was before or after.
Yeah,
But
it was before.
Just be on the lookout for Sacrificial Pawn Productions. It's going to be a great production company for horror films and special effects and all that great stuff. So now we can dive into this movie. Again, like I said, I only got to see about a half hour of it because I was at this networking thing. I got home a little bit too late, so I was kind of like watching it and fast forwarding it and all that good stuff. So Henry, seeing as how you chose this movie, I'm going to let you start off with it, and we'll just kind of go from there and also discuss random horror like we always do. So go ahead.
Right. Yeah, for me, this is my go-to movie for zombie movies, which are my favorite zombie movies. A lot of people get this one confused with The Night of the Living Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Two entirely different franchises, except for the fact that John Russo, who wrote this movie, co-wrote The Night of the Living Dead with George A. Romero.
I didn't know it was two different franchises.
Yeah, two entirely different.
Oh, okay. So is Return of the Living Dead 3, is that part of this franchise, or is that part of...
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, the unofficial sequel to Night of the Living Dead was Dawn of the Dead, and then Day of the Dead, like unofficial.
Yeah.
Okay.
And in the beginning, I don't know if you caught this part, Aaron, but when Freddy and Frank were talking, was it Frank or was it the guy he was working for? And he was telling him. He was talking about the Night of the Living Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Remember?
I don't remember.
And he was like, "Yeah, that really happened."
Mm-hmm.
And then they said they switched the story up so they could make a movie about it.
I do remember him saying that. Like I did catch that part.
Downstairs?
Yeah, it was like in the very beginning.
Right before they go downstairs.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what, if I was Freddy and my boss brought me into the basement and showed me that tank with the body in it, I'd be like, "Yo, I'm done. I quit."
Mm-hmm.
Oh hell yeah!
Depending, well, if the pay was good, I would have put in my 2 weeks notice. But not that it would have mattered considering the events that happened shortly thereafter. So
Yeah. He didn't even
because
have
as soon as he
2 weeks.
slapped the drum and the trioxin came out, it was like, all right, yeah, that's a wrap.
Yep, you're screwed. Yeah, that was... Who was your favorite character in this one? All of you,
Trash.
actually. Trash.
Yes.
Trash.
I love Leanna Quigley is her name.
Yes.
She's my scream queen.
Okay.
I didn't see enough of the movie, and you guys already know who I always side with.
Is Trash the one with the pink hair?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I thought she was pretty cool.
Was that your favorite too?
Yeah, I was gonna say the girl with the pink hair. I've only seen this once, so I don't know the names too well.
Right on.
I don't even know his name in the movie. His name was Damon in Friday the 13th Part 5. Henry, you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I'm only picking him.
Or no, Freddy.
Freddy. Okay, Freddy.
The long-haired guy, the
Yes.
one that
You can say it.
and that got slapped.
Yeah, the black guy. You can say it. Don't worry.
Like, I don't know.
That's Reckless.
name was
No,
Freddy?
no.
That was Reckless
No, no,
Red's
it wasn't,
older
it
brother.
wasn't, it
That was
was-
Demon.
Spider. It was Spider.
And
Okay.
his name was
Freddy
Spider in this movie?
Tom Matthews, right?
I don't know what his real name
Yeah,
is.
that was. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and your favorite character was Reckless Reggie's brother.
Yeah.
He played the same guy in every movie he's ever been in. The long Jerry curl, the earrings, same
I
guy.
said that earlier when I was watching the movie. I said that. He plays the same guy all the time. But I mean, if it's going to get you roles, you
He's
might
like
as well.
the 1980s. He's the 1980s Kevin Hart.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Just taller.
Yeah. Yeah. He's
But not as dark.
Yeah. Well, nah, maybe. I don't know.
I think he's Hispanic. I don't think he's. But whatever, it doesn't matter.
And who was your favorite?
I liked the coroner. The one that ran the crematorium and stuff.
Mhm.
I liked him.
Yeah, yeah.
The one who slapped my favorite character.
Don.
Slapped the
Yeah.
shit out of him.
I think he passed away last year.
Because there was.
Did he really? Well,
Aw,
rest
sad.
in peace to him.
I believe so, yeah.
That sucks. He looks kind of old in the
Watch-
movie though too.
Watch your tongue if you want to keep this job, boy. And wait till you see the sequel because him and the guy that played Freddy they're co-workers in the sequel.
Are we doing the sequel on the podcast, Henry?
At some point, yeah, I would like to. It's my least favorite out of the three, but I'll still do it.
What about part 3? Which ones did you want to do? Because this was like your. You want to do the
I'll
first?
do all three.
Okay.
I love part 3.
Well, we're gonna do all 3 then.
Part 3 has the best practical effects in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
We could do that. And MAKAYLA, you can be a part of
Yeah.
all 3 of these episodes if you'd like to.
I'm sorry?
I was saying you can be a part of all 3 of these episodes if you'd like to. If not,
Okay. I gotta go watch the other 2 ones.
oh, I do too. Don't worry about that.
The third one I saw, so that one's kind of hard to find sometimes, but that one is on Tubi TV.
And
oh,
it's
okay.
free.
I have that on my Roku.
Tubi
Okay,
TV
yep, so
is
it's on there.
free with a capital F, Free. In case you don't know how to spell that word,
Mm-hmm.
it's free. That's how I was watching the original.
It's free for me.
Yeah, there you go. Well, never mind. We'll discuss that another time, Henry. But yeah. So did any of you guys? I'm jumping to another movie real quick. Did any of you guys see Mandy? I know Rhiannon did because we did a podcast on it last weekend.
No, I didn't see it.
You're not missing anything.
You, I hate to say this because I always say like no matter how good or how bad the movie was, you should check it out for yourself. But I will say this: the highest rating that the movie got on the podcast last weekend was, I believe, a 2.5 out of 10. So I will say, watch at your own risk.
Okay.
And again, I hate to say this because I hate giving Nicolas Cage credit for anything he ever does, even breathing. But the parts that he was actually in when the movie picked up weren't the worst. It wasn't his fault this movie was so bad. And I hate to admit that, but it wasn't his fault. It'd be like Henry admitting that certain parts of a movie, like say if Corey Feldman was in a terrible movie, but every part that he was in was good or decent, and it wasn't his fault. It's rough to say that, and because like the parts that Nicolas Cage was in the second half of the movie, the killing and the animated parts, amazing. They were cool, awesome kills. The animated scenes were cool. So if you're gonna watch the movie, fast forward it for like the first hour and a half, and just watch the kills, and
Yeah.
you'll pretty much get it.
Yep.
He
I
did
never
cocaine
missed
in the
anything in
movie,
the first part.
which made no sense. He snorted some cocaine and then grabbed the big weapon and he just started kicking ass. And
Oh.
You were
He probably didn't even
slasher?
know he was being recorded.
he probably didn't.
He was just snorting coke.
Yeah, the kills are cool, but
Yeah.
that was about it.
Now, back to this movie. Henry, I got a question for you. You know slashers are my favorite genre of horror, and I'm going to ask these two what their favorite genres of horror are and why. And I just like it because the gore and just the violence in it. Why are zombie movies your favorite genre?
Because to me, it's the scariest thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you have slashers, like it's usually it's one dude or a doll or whatever. And with zombie movies, it's like a whole cemetery full, coming up from the grave, trying to eat people's brains.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time people figure out what's going on, it's always too late. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that.
And you can vouch, Aaron. Remember when I lived in Schenectady, didn't I always live within a block of Vale Cemetery?
I don't know why.
The biggest cemetery in the town that we grew up in was always, I could always see it from my house. And I remember the first time I watched this movie, and I'm like, oh man, I kept looking out the window. When I lived on Brandywine, Aaron, remember I lived on Brandywine, the living room faced the cemetery. And I keep, hey,
Yeah.
just making sure.
I've never asked you that question, that's why I was asking now. And that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so Makayla, what's your favorite
They want to eat your brains. It's not like your leg or like one of your toes or something. It's like your fucking brain.
Yeah,
Your entire head.
that's true.
That's intense.
That's very true.
Mm-hmm.
Now
It's
Makayla.
not like the zombies are coming up from the grave trying to toss people salad or something.
Whoa. That would be
That would be scary.
that would be messed up. I'd rather you eat my brains than try to do some shit like that. They might as well just kill me. Oh, salad tossing zombies. What's wrong with you?
There's a movie.
I would watch.
I'm sure
Okay, Makayla, what's your favorite genre of horror and why?
I really like slashers, but I think I might have to go with body horror.
Okay.
I don't know why. I think maybe
like
maybe
torture,
because-
like torture flicks.
No, I think it's maybe because like all the body horror movies I've kind of watched had like my favorite practical effects.
Okay.
Kind of
What?
like
Name a couple.
like the Hellraiser series. I guess you can
Okay.
consider body horror,
Okay.
right?
Torture. Gory
Yeah,
torture
yeah.
type. Okay.
And then like the Thing.
Like Hostel.
Considered body horror, right?
Yeah,
I'm
yep.
not sure.
Yeah.
John Carpenter's the thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's some of the best practical effects.
Oh, yes.
Mhm.
Like the
I
part
still
when the
need to
chest
watch
opened
that
up.
one. Yeah, I've only seen like clips of that, and that's my best friend's favorite movie ever. And he's like, "You gotta watch it," and I know I need to, but I always forget.
Yeah, I usually stay away from like alien space themed movies, but that one was good.
Really good.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
Rhiannon?
My
What about
favorite
you?
is definitely slashers, but then I also really like ones with ghosts.
Oh.
Ghosts scare the shit out of me, and it's like
Those have been
not so
getting
much-
really good the past couple of years.
Mhm.
They have been, and like
Yeah.
stuff with like Ouija
Like
boards
The
and all that.
Conjuring.
Oh, I love The Conjuring. I
And
love
it's
The
not that
Conjuring
like
franchise.
watching the movies I'm scared. It's not so much that. It's just knowing that some of that shit is real. That scares me.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember I smoked a bowl before I went to go see Insidious. That movie scared the shit out of me.
Oh, man.
When that demon pops out from the side of him.
What?
Yeah.
When
The whole thing.
fuck out of me. Yeah.
I'm a grown man, and I will admit that movie scared the shit out of me.
The last Insidious movie, was it chapter 3? No, it was chapter 3 that scared. The end of the movie.
Chapter 3 was technically the first one.
Okay, is chapter 3 the one where at the end of the movie you see that guy with the red face at the very end? It just pops up out of nowhere? Or was that the last key? That was chapter 3, I believe, right?
I didn't see the last key.
I didn't see the last.
I think it was the last key because that red face is the same one that's in the first Insidious that was made.
Okay. Well, anyways, when that face just pops up out of nowhere, I don't jump in movies much. I jump. I was like, oh shit, and just and it was like
at the end of the movie,
yeah,
or next to the guy.
I think it was at the end of the movie. It was like towards the end of the movie.
Okay,
and I believe it was
in the first one, he pops out right here by the guy.
No,
just kind of
like directly behind him.
No, it was the end of the movie because there was nobody around. It just like pops up, and then the movie goes off.
Yeah. Okay, it was that one.
Get you with a little jump scare at the end.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which was
the last key one.
Which was great. It was great. I loved it. I love that franchise. That's another good franchise.
Is that one on DVD?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Should be.
I think so.
Okay, I have to watch it.
So I had already seen Insidious, one time, and I knew that part was coming. So then me and this friend of mine, he's a guy, and it's funny because we always watch horror movies together. And so I'm like, you have to see this, you have to see this. So we were watching it, and I knew the fucking part was coming. And so he's sitting right there, and he's like, he's sitting all close. Yes, and well, when the thing popped out like that, he fucking screamed and like jumped up, hit me with his arm. So I freaked the hell out of me. So I freaking scream and jump back. I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, oh my God. And it was like, scared the hell out of me. I knew that part was coming and it still scared me.
I got a funny story watching, I want to say it was the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street. I was watching over at Henry's house. Remember watching this with David Henry? And he had already seen the movie. And he's so, like, he jumps at everything. And he had already seen the movie. He knew it was coming. He's like, oh shit, I know it was coming. And he's like shaking everything. Whatever happened, the jump scare, just jump. Oh my God, we were laughing so hard.
When that the pig head kind of like freaks out.
Oh, it was.
Which one?
Nightmare on Elm Street.
The remake of Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, okay.
Like he would scare so freaking easy, and oh man.
I mean, he jumped when we were watching a fishing show one time. He spilled his beer and everything. He's like, "You see that?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fucking watching it with you."
Oh man.
Did you see that? Oh shit.
Oh wow.
So with this movie, I actually liked the music that was in it.
Mm-hmm. The score,
the
score.
The punk rock, and the whole tone, even the cover art was totally punk rock. The whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then I liked
I think that really helps.
Say that again. The what?
Yeah. His outfit. So the guy's suicide with all the chains that had the car.
Oh,
yep.
You're dressed like this for fun? This is a statement.
What a statement that was.
Trash is throwing herself at him, rubbing up on him, and he just pushes her out of the way. He's like, have some respect for the dead.
He doesn't even, look at her.
Real quick, you know what's funny? Because again,
but he did cop a feel when he pushed her away, though.
Of course, as he should have.
You know he did.
Yeah.
As like I was saying before, I only got to see part of this movie because I was, doing something, promoting the podcast. But anyways, I was fast forward the movie, and I just happened to play it on that exact part. I just hit play, and that's the part that played is when he was yelling at her, she's rubbing all on him, all naked and shit, and he just seemed pissed off. I'm like, what are you so mad about? Is somebody rubbing up on you naked and you're mad? Like, I don't care what's going on. I'm not gonna be mad in that situation.
He's just pissed.
Hey.
Teenage angst.
Yep.
You know she was cold.
Oh hell yeah.
He died from leukemia.
Well,
that guy that played.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to him too.
Yeah, not too long after the movie came out.
That's horrible.
Oh man.
So there was one Easter egg I noticed. I don't know if any of you guys did, but when the two guys were in the office, when he was telling them about the job and everything he has to do. If you look on the wall right behind him, there's like an eye test. You know, like they get a DMV and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's broken down. It says Bert is a slave driver.
Oh.
I didn't see it.
Is this your?
It's like directly behind him.
I didn't catch that. I'm gonna have to rewatch the movie and actually watch the whole thing to kind of see it. But is this one of your favorite zombie movies, Henry, or your favorite zombie movie?
My favorite.
Your favorite, hands down. And I actually do. This is actually my second Not a full watch. This is actually my second watch. So I do remember watching it with you when you lived out here. And I remembered it just because the black dude was in the movie when they were all walking down the street going to, I don't know where the hell they were going because I kind of fast forwarded after that. But I was like, I remember
The
seeing this
cemetery
fucking
to hang
movie.
out.
That's a weird spot to hang out. But
They're
Yeah.
punks.
Yeah.
They don't do normal shit.
I guess you could still do punk shit and not go to a cemetery. There's other places to hang out. You can go
Well,
to
the reason they hung out in the cemetery is because it was right next to where Freddie was working, and they were waiting for him to get out of work so they could go party.
Okay, that
And
makes
they
sense.
had a black dude with them, so they didn't want to hang out front because they didn't want the cops to be called. So they went to the cemetery.
Yeah, but how many black people hang out in a cemetery, Henry? I don't. Do you?
One? I think it's one per cemetery.
Gotcha.
Oh my god.
Well, it's new. We live near. Well, you know, do you hang out near
I
cemeteries?
used to fish.
Oh,
I
that's
used
true.
to fish in that cemetery, but never at night. And I told you why. I only fish there during the day.
Because the Banana Man.
That
Yes.
was the Banana Man.
You want to tell the story?
Yeah, it was like it was an urban legend in the neighborhood I grew up in. That there was a bum dressed in a banana suit that would rape little boys if they were in the cemetery at night. And I didn't risk it.
I don't blame you.
The sun started coming down. I just lived.
They said he was there, and they said he was. Remember the little bit of wooded area at Central Park, like across the street from I believe the Iroquois Pond.
Yeah.
They said he was in there too at night, and that just sounds something I'm gonna. If it's a lie or not, I don't want to figure something like that out. I don't want to figure it out the hard way at all. I'll just believe it.
Like, yo,
Like
he was right.
I'm. Put it this way: I'm 33 years old, and I still will not go in that cemetery at night, nor will I go in those woods at night. I have no business in there, and if he's real, I don't want to find that out. I know I'm not a little boy anymore, but hey, he got.
Let him be real.
Yeah, that's fine.
Be really far from me.
Exactly.
The name.
But my second favorite. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
My second favorite is zombie movie is 28 Days Later.
That
That
was.
was good.
And
We have to do that on
and
here.
technically it's not a zombie movie though, but it's still really good.
Is that the one with No Homo Big Daddy?
No, that was Land of the Dead.
Oh, okay. Well,
That
either
was
way,
good too.
that was a good one. We met him. He was cool,
Nice.
ish. But yeah,
I don't think I've seen that.
It was good. It was good. We're gonna have to do a zombie thingy on this, Henry, because I do a lot of slashers and stuff. We're gonna have to do some more zombie movies. Now that I think about it.
Yeah. And Zombieland 2 is coming out in October, so
I can't wait.
I
Yeah.
guess I better.
yeah.
We should probably do Zombieland 1 then before October.
That one's funny. I like that one.
Mhm.
You
I
know,
love the sequence.
It took me a while to watch it.
I
Mhm.
still didn't watch it, so it took me
Where
a
they
long time.
rattle off the rules.
I
I like Woody Harrelson.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I want to
How,
do something.
how much older he is than me.
Yeah. I like him in Natural Born Killers.
That was a good movie.
He's a badass in that movie. Oh man.
That was a really good movie.
Did you see him in True Detective? The TV show?
I think you're making that show up. I never even heard of it.
There's 3 seasons of it, but each season is a different story.
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the first
Is it-
season is Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, really, really good.
Nice. Zombieland.
But back to the movie.
Well, she was gonna say something about
I was
Zombieland
gonna say
first.
something about
Henry.
Zombieland.
Oh, excuse me.
Do you watch Pretty Little Liars?
I can't say it.
Any of you?
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay, never mind. Then my point will make no sense. So
You could
we'll
still
go back to the
wait,
movie.
wait, hang on. You could say because there's some.
Okay.
I'm sure there's some listeners that watch Pretty Little Liars, and Henry's probably lying.
I'm a
Okay.
pretty little liar.
Well, I'm not gonna say you're pretty, but you're a little liar. You're a light-skinned liar. That's what you are.
So Ian Harding, who plays Mr. Fitz in that show, is in Zombieland. It was his first film.
Mr. What?
Mr. Fitz.
I thought you said fists.
Mr. Fitz.
So did I. I was gonna say,
Maybe you should check
Yeah,
out Pretty
he's
Little
like-
Liars.
He's a lot of girls' crush, so he has a short part in there.
Nah. I don't hear a lot of females saying they have a crush on Nicolas Cage. Poor Nicolas.
Oh my god.
Because they don't.
I used to.
I don't even think his parents like him. As soon as he started acting, they're like, "Oh shit, isn't that your child?" No.
I
I don't know. He's been following me around.
Where did he come from? I have no idea.
Poor Nicolas Cage.
No Nicolas Cage sympathy on here. Not until he apologizes to me for what he's done.
Just living his life. Jeez.
Living his best life.
I guess. So Henry, what were you about to say about this excellent, exquisite movie?
The guy that played Scuzz, the guy with the mohawk,
Mm-hmm.
he was in jail for I think it was molestation.
Oh
my gosh.
God.
Yeah.
Was it on some R. Kelly stuff?
Oh gosh.
Something like that. Yeah. I don't know if there was
Wow.
liquids involved or not. I don't know the details.
Liquid.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Oh man, you just had to say that. And fuck you, R. Kelly. I don't like you at all. I actually hate you more than I dislike Nicolas Cage because of what you did. Nicolas Cage is a bad actor, but he's not a bad person. So I hope you get locked up for
He
life.
doesn't piss on people.
Yeah. That's all I'm gonna say about your punk ass R. Kelly.
I know I think he's trying to sue for that. Isn't it a documentary or that movie that's coming out?
Yeah.
He's trying to sue now.
Of course he is.
Mm-hmm.
So back to the
That's
movie.
something a pisser would do.
Yep.
A pisser.
Oh man, I would punch him dead in his mouth right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, enough about him. Nicolas Cage, you're a better person than R. Kelly.
So you only got a half hour into it, Aaron, but so the part like once things start rolling, like with the zombies, like when the shit hits the fan, it's throughout. You know what I mean? It gets pretty intense. And the one part where there's an amputee chewing on, I think it was a leg or an arm, next to the car. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
They found I think it was the director or the casting, whoever was doing the casting. They found that person in downtown LA and was like, "You want to be in this movie for like a couple minutes?" And they paid. Then I think they paid him in beer.
Wow.
Yeah.
In beer.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, because you told me that, would you guys, this is for all three of you, would you do that same role paid in your favorite beer? A 12-pack of your favorite beer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I like to act, so yeah, I would do it.
You'd do it for free.
Yes. I would
You
love
gotta
to
keep
have
your
like
beer.
the tiniest little role in a horror movie. It'd be so
Oh,
cool.
I
I
would
don't drink
definitely do it.
beer though. I can't stand it. So.
Yeah.
I would
see?
okay. Your favorite beverage, your favorite alcoholic beverage. We'll say that. It just can't be.
I don't think you understand. I've only been drunk 4 times in my life.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nope. It's not that fun.
Mm-mm.
The hangover is like the worst.
It is.
Haven't had
Yeah, and you have to pay for it.
All right, for a bucket of fried chicken, would you have done the roll? I definitely would have, especially if it was from Stickies.
I would have done it twice.
I would have given the chicken to you and still done the roll.
I appreciate that. I greatly appreciate that. And I'm going to shout out Stickies again because that chicken is so delicious. Henry, I'm going to treat you to Stickies when you come out here again. I promise. It's on the podcast, so I have to do it. And you better accept it. You better eat it. I don't care what you say.
So I actually kind of felt bad for that half zombie that they had strapped to the autopsy table.
Mm-hmm.
I felt bad for her, and I wasn't expecting them to talk. I had no idea that they could talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that the funniest part was when the zombie went to the car and said, "Send more paramedics." and then all the cops and the paramedics came, and they were all like hiding on the sides. When they came out, they fucking bum rushed them.
Mm-hmm.
And these zombies are hard as hell to kill. It wasn't like, on The Walking Dead where you shoot them in the head and they're dead. Like, you have to either electrocute them or burn them.
Or pee on them.
Or pee on them.
Yep.
That goes without saying.
In the very beginning, that was a mannequin, right? That came alive that was running through the place?
No, it was a cadaver.
Oh.
That was... Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was a mannequin.
Everything in there... No, everything in there, like the split dogs were, real dogs, the butterflies, everything.
Okay. And so, like, the dog was like a taxidermy dog, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, when they burned the dog and all that shit, and then the smoke went into the air and then came back down with the rain and seeped into the ground. That was it.
And all hell broke loose, and they're all fucked. Yeah, it was good. I liked it.
Do you guys?
I like that aspect with the smoke and the rain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you guys?
You can't get away from it. There's no way to get away from it.
Do you guys still watch The Walking Dead? Because Henry brought it up. I don't.
No.
I do.
I'm gonna ask you, Henry, because I know how you are with shows and movies and stuff. You can be kind of picky with stuff. How is it actually? I stopped watching it after Tyrese died. It broke my heart. I couldn't take it anymore. But how is the show now? Honestly,
it's good. It drags sometimes, but it's not. People seem to think that like it's a zombie show.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. It's a drama, and there just happens to be zombies. It's like the end of the world.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? It's a drama before anything.
I like Negan though. Oh man.
No, he's worse in the comic books.
Is he?
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I honestly just got bored with it. But you know what show I did start watching? And I don't care what you say, Henry. Judge me if you want to. I know where you live. Well, actually, I don't. I just know what state you live in. But I started watching because my wife watches all the freaking time on Netflix, and it got me into it. She got me into it. Supernatural.
Oh yeah.
It's actually not a bad show, and the only reason why, honestly, I didn't start watching it when it came out and all that is because I thought it was going to turn into like one of these. You start watching a good show. It could be any show, and then it turns into like a love story. It goes from for Supernatural, it's like a kind of horror based. It's like a love story. I'm like, I don't need to see that in every single damn show I watch. Yeah. But with this, it's two brothers, and I mean, it'd be real weird and nasty if they fell in love and started dating and all that. So,
Alabama love story.
Oh boy.
Brokeback Supernatural. Yeah, we don't need to see that. So I'm gonna
Brokeback Mountain.
Oh man. But
that is a good show.
It really is, and I'm just like, I was scared to watch it because of that reason, and I'm like, every single show they have on TV has pretty boys on it, and I'm tired of it. I'm like, you need to have more rugged people on here because I don't think pretty boys are that brave. Because us rugged looking dudes aren't that damn brave, let alone these dudes that are in the mirror all damn day.
Jensen Ackles is very nice to look at.
But it's
so I don't mind it.
It's a really good. It really is a good show. Like it's real entertaining. I like the aspect of the show, and I think I'm gonna have to go from season 1 and kind of just watch through it because when my wife's watching, I'll go downstairs and just watch it with her because it's on, and I'll just watch episodes. Mm-hmm. So yeah, good show. Yeah. Henry, you should check it out.
Yeah, I've heard. I know a lot of people that watch it.
Very good. I need to start watching it again because I got behind, I think, on like the 5th season or something.
5th season? There's like 15 seasons, or 14, or 12, or 10. I don't know how many seasons.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I want to say 13.
I want to see a good Henry, what's that zombie show you said I should watch like a year ago?
Z Nation.
Yes, I still haven't watched that yet.
It got canceled. Unfortunately.
The first episode is called Zombie Boners because of that show, because of Henry.
That's right,
And I said on the first episode, like, I got to watch this show because it sounds hilarious, and I haven't watched it since. And we recorded that episode December of 20. What year? We were in 2019, 2017. I haven't watched it yet. I dropped the episode of January 2018, so I should probably watch that. Henry, I'm gonna watch it just for you.
Have you? I think I've asked you already, but have you seen Deadheads?
Mm-mm.
That one's
I don't think I've
funny.
heard of it.
Yeah, it's a zombie one, and that one is funny.
Is that on Is that on Tubi or Shudder?
I haven't looked because I have it on Amazon Prime.
Okay, I gotta get
But
Amazon
it
Prime.
might be.
Because there's so many good movies on Amazon Prime.
Mm-hmm.
And like a lot of indie films on Amazon Prime that you can't find anywhere else. And I'm like, I need to just bite the bullet and do it.
Yeah.
I
That
got
one
Shudder.
cracked me up.
I have the Tubi thing, which is great. Which I want to go through Shudder and do some movies off. We have a long list.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do.
I should probably attach you to that list, Makayla. I'll show it to you because we have a long list of horror movies we want to do.
Yeah, there's a bunch.
And you could feel free to add movies to it. And it's oh man, it's a long list.
Okay.
It is.
I know.
They're all good. They're all really
Yeah.
good movies.
Yeah, like I showed Henry. Henry's on the list now, and he was like, "Holy shit! I don't even know." He was like, "They're all good movies. I don't even know what to add."
Yeah, exactly.
I added the Nightmare Shop guys. I think I added Matt. Let me add him now. Also,
We're gonna have pages. We'll never run out of movies.
that's a good thing, though. All right, I just
That
added,
is.
boom. You're both added now, Matt and Makayla.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. It's because it helps. I mean, I'm like, it's a horror podcast, so we need some content.
Mm-hmm.
So we have some content. So back to the movie, Henry. Take the lead. This is your thing. This movie.
So let's talk about Tarman.
I didn't see that, but go ahead.
I thought he was
Yeah.
adorable.
I didn't see him.
Which one
You
was
thought he
he?
was
Was
what?
he the one?
I thought he was adorable.
Was he the one that was going up the stairs after her?
Yeah, the one that was in the trioxin barrel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he was
Um,
officially named Tarman in the movie, but that's just what everyone calls him.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because he looks like tar.
Yeah. He's all drippy and sticky and stuff.
Yeah.
I love that. It was so cool.
Yeah, it was cool, and I wasn't expecting him to talk either. I thought they were just
Yeah.
those silent, moaning zombies. I was like, oh my gosh.
Or brain.
Oh yeah, it threw me off too. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
And then each one of
man.
these, the Return of the Living Dead movies,
Mhm.
they each have like a different version. Like one that comes from there was a whole truckload of those barrels.
Okay.
Oh.
The trioxin.
Uh-huh.
There was a whole truckload of them. So in each one, you actually see the truck in the second one, and a barrel rolls off of it, and some kids find it, and they fuck with it, and same kind of thing happens. Not in the third one though. I mean, Randy, you know what happens in the third one.
Oh yeah. Fucking, I
Oh,
love
man.
that movie so much.
We're gonna have to do all three of these movies. I'm gonna rewatch one. I'm actually gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch the full thing of 2. I'm gonna make sure there's no events going on that day. I'm gonna watch the full thing of 3. And yes, I will
Yeah.
be more prepared.
Like, Homegirl had that dude so whipped that he brought her back to life.
Oh
Wow.
yeah.
That's
And she's a fucking savage. She's awesome.
She would have got me. I'd be like, yeah, all right, yeah, come here.
Yeah,
Oh,
she
shit,
was
I'm dead.
pretty.
Fuck.
She was so pretty.
Yeah,
is this
Yeah,
part
and
2 or part 3 that you guys are talking about?
3.
3.
part 3. Honestly,
Yeah.
part 2 doesn't really like stand. There's not much that really stands out.
You said part 3 is your favorite, Henry?
It's a toss up between the first one and the third one.
Okay.
Yeah, like when she rips that spine out and shit, I was like, oh my gosh,
Yes.
that was a
And it-
good
yeah,
scene.
yeah. That was that part was very similar to a part in the movie Dead Alive.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Did
Dead
you see
Alive.
Dead Alive?
Yes. We watched it together.
And
Yeah.
I have, but I need to rewatch it.
All right, so remember the creepy uncle, the fat guy, the like a knockoff Elvis?
I don't remember.
Okay, well, so with the with the spine,
Mhm.
and then the same thing with the Cholo in part 3. When his head gets ripped and the spine's hanging out. It's very similar.
Nice. That movie was fun. I loved that. We watched that movie. Henry was still living here. Our wives went out to eat. I think they took my nephews, your sons. Well, no, you right or the youngest wasn't born at the time, but they took him out to eat with them. We watched that movie and did the podcast after. That movie was so good and so hilarious. Did we do 2 podcasts that night?
I think we did.
Or did
No, we watched 2 movies.
Okay, you know what we did? We did House of a Thousand Corpse that night. No, we did Devil's Rejects that night, and we
Nice.
we did the other movie at my house when you came over that day. That's what it was. I don't know why you came over. I forgot the
we did
occasion.
it live actually.
Yes, we did. Oh yeah, we
That
did
was
on
before
Facebook Live.
Casino.
Oh, that's what it was. Before you, why did we go to the casino? Michael's birthday, or it was like around when you were getting ready to move and stuff, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't remember. I really don't remember. But yeah, that movie was so freaking like the scene where they were eating the oatmeal. And
Oh my god, it wasn't oatmeal. It was rice pudding.
Whatever it was, that was a really nasty, gory.
Oh no, it was tapioca.
Tapioca pudding. That was nasty. Like
it was disgusting.
I'm not. I don't get disgusted easy when it comes to these horror movies, but that's like the type of thing. I couldn't eat fried eggs. Watching that scene right there was that bad. Did you see the movie Rhiannon?
Which one?
What the hell is it called again? Shit. Henry, what's the movie called again?
Dead Alive.
Dead Alive.
No, I know I've seen
Also
it,
known
but I
as
can't
Brain Dead.
remember it.
Brain Dead. Oh.
Okay. A long time ago, so I need to rewatch it.
Yes.
Because I think it's on Amazon also. It's
nasty.
on my list.
I loved it though, but it was nasty.
When people talk about zombie movies, I just don't know how this movie doesn't come up.
That's actually, I mean,
like
what?
When Eli or Ellie or Eli Roth had that the miniseries on AMC, and each episode was about a different genre. And I remember reading an interview when he stated that watching the Dead Alive, inspired him to get into gore, and effects and stuff like that. I don't know how he didn't even talk about that movie. I mean, all these years. I mean, that movie came out the mid '80s. The guy that did the Lord of the Rings movies, that was his first movie. Peter Jackson.
You know what Curtis Jackson did, Henry? He made a great album.
He got shot.
Get Rich or Die Trying.
He didn't die. He got rich.
Jordan freaking Peele, man. What do you guys think about Jordan Peele as far as the Get Out movie and the movie Us that's coming out in, I believe, April? What do you think about his directing? Produce, whatever the hell he does.
I really loved Get
Whatever.
Out.
Did you?
I did, and I'm excited for this new one. It just looks like something I haven't seen personally, and so it's just like
a real unique movie.
Yeah, it's different. Which,
well, there's going to be some kind of twist. Obviously, there's more to it than what we're seeing in the previews. There's some kind of twist or hidden meaning to the movie.
Yeah. What it's gonna be is spoiler alert. I'm in the end. I have everything to do with what's going wrong in the movie. So yeah.
Yeah, I liked Get Out, just because, like you were saying, there's a different take on it. It was different, but it's not like my favorite movie.
Oh,
but this new one does look good. I do want to see kind of what it's about, because they don't really let you know.
Yes, which is kind of what they did with Get Out too. Because I went into it like not knowing anything really, and then going through the movie, I liked it. I really did. It was different. It's like you don't see that in horror movies, you know?
Yeah.
And he came out of nowhere. He was known as a comedian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just his first movie just blew people away. You know,
It really
so
did.
he's got to keep stepping it up.
Mhm.
I'm really
Really looking forward to Candyman.
yes, I was about to say I'm really looking
Yes.
forward to that. I cannot wait for that to come out. That's one movie I'm gonna go. I mean, I'm probably gonna go see Us in theaters. I'm definitely gonna see Candyman in theaters. As far as movies that are coming out this year, I want to see Us. I want to see Pet Sematary, and I want to see the It
Yes.
movie. All three of those I have to see in the theater.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can't wait for Pet Cemetery.
Yes. I
That
love
looks
John Lithgow.
so good.
Yes.
I don't know who that is, but yeah, it's gonna be good.
I don't know.
He
who
was
that
in
is
Third
either.
Rock from the Sun. He was in Twilight Zone. He
Oh.
was the guy in the airplane.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know his name, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Looks so good.
I feel like
I
he's
also-
gonna be a perfect judge.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. If they can't have Herman Munster, then he'll be
Yeah.
the next good one.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, so I guess so. Remember the ending where you actually the wife comes in.
Mhm.
Mhm.
The original ending, you don't see the wife,
Oh.
but when they did a test screening, people weren't satisfied with the ending, so they added that scene last minute.
Oh, okay.
What are you talking about, Henry?
Pet Cemetery.
Oh, my fault. We keep
He gets all quiet.
we keep bouncing around the movies and stuff, and I'm over here
And
drinking.
in the book, in the book he doesn't even turn around to look at his wife. She just says, "My darling," and then
Ooh,
that's it.
that's spooky.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I
the
got
book was really good.
yeah, I gotta finish it. But my question for you three: what's your most anticipated horror movie coming out this year? If you had to choose just one, what's one movie that you have to see in theaters? You cannot, you have to see it. I don't care what weekend you see it, but you have to see that in theaters.
3 from Hell.
Okay.
I think that the Us movie for me,
Which one?
the one we were just talking about, the Jordan Peele, the Us, or This Is Us, something like that.
Us,
Mhm.
yeah.
Us.
Oh, Us. Okay.
Squirm and Herman, what about you?
You know, as much as I loved It Part 1,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with Pet Cemetery.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy is I'm actually with you on that. Like I was thinking between that and Us, but it's like Pet Cemetery. I just feel it's gonna be better than the original. Not that the original was a bad movie. I haven't seen it in years, but I just feel it's gonna be. I feel it's gonna, in my opinion, I could be wrong. I have been wrong before, which is very, very, very rare. Don't ask my wife that; she'll say different.
It happens.
But I feel as far as with horror, Pet Cemetery is gonna be. It might not be break box office, but I think it's gonna be the best overall horror movie that comes out this year, in my opinion.
Probably will.
Oh, I hope.
I can be
Yeah.
wrong.
I mean, I
You know,
definitely have to see it in the theaters.
Yes.
Yeah. If it this I because I say that because I felt like it chapter 1 was really good, and I know it didn't go shot for shot with the book, so to speak. And I know Pet Cemetery's not gonna go shot for shot with the book, but I do feel it's gonna go more in with the book than the original did. Same with it. It went more with the book than
Yeah.
the original it did. So I feel and I feel that's what's gonna really help it out. But then again, I guess you could say the same thing about it. Chapter 2 is gonna go with the book more, kind of with some stuff. But I don't know. Maybe it's because I want to see it so bad too. That's like my top movie I want to see this year that I can think of.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's a lot coming out too.
Oh yeah.
I want to see that La Llorona. That one looks good too.
I saw that on IMDb, but I don't really know what it's about.
I think it's based on a legend. Isn't La Llorona a legend?
Is that the by the
Like she
something
wanders looking for
by
a kid.
the water, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, she drowned her kids. It's almost like Bloody Mary, basically.
It's
You know, she's-
I know
Mhm.
I believe it's like a Latin type of movie. Henry,
Okay.
do you know something about this, don't you? You and my wife were talking about this. Did you disappear, Henry?
I think he got disconnected.
Uh-oh.
He would.
Mm.
But I believe it is. Oh, he's calling me right now. I'm just gonna pause the recording real quick. Give me 1 second. Okay, so the question: what was the movie called? La Llorona or something?
La Llorona.
Henry, you know about that, right?
Is that the urban legend? The lady
Yes.
kills her kids.
By the yes. She
Yep.
drowns them or something. It's Spanish
Yeah, I
legend.
remember reading about it online. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I remember that story when I was younger. I remember them saying that, but they always tied it in with Bloody Mary as well. Like that's why Bloody Mary comes through the mirror. At least that's what they told us, but
Yeah. Who's to say? You know.
yeah, it was scary.
I want to see
That's
that.
the movie that's coming out.
Huh?
Today.
So Henry, do you want to see another what's the movie called? Tales from the Hood movie?
No.
Oh man, that was.
I saw that's
I'll
on
tell you what, though.
Netflix.
It's.
I wouldn't mind seeing Return of the Dead remade.
Okay, Henry. No. You know what, Henry? I'm gonna say
That's
this.
very cool.
What if Jordan Peele was like, I'm gonna direct Tales from the Hood, do like a remake or a reboot?
Totally. No, not a remake.
Part 3.
A continue. Yeah, absolutely.
Then you would watch. I'm with you on that. But part 2.
Yeah.
As if you've listened to the episode, it's a -13. If this is still an open challenge to any 2 people or 3 people, which I doubt that many people like this movie. That not people that think the movie was okay or all right. They have to think this movie was excellent, great, rated it a 13. Let's say a positive 13. We want to debate that with you guys. I mean, Henry do.
I'm gonna watch it just so I can debate.
But you have to have valid points.
It has to be
you can't
legit.
say, I liked it. You have to
Because
why? Because
Like, why I
we
liked
went
it.
into extreme detail as to why
we hated
this
it.
movie was just a prolapse of a movie. It was terrible.
A prolapse.
Movie.
If you hate
Well,
it,
there
I'll
was
probably
no-
hate it.
And
There's no redeeming qualities whatsoever in that.
The funny thing about this movie is like,
Except for the dude's jacket, that shit was fire.
oh, that jacket was fucking. I wish I had that jacket on right now. You couldn't. I'm gonna tell you, if I had that jacket on right now, Henry, you couldn't tell me shit, and I wouldn't even care what you said. I'd be, yo, you see this jacket? Okay, shut
I
up.
wear that shit in the middle of summer.
But like that movie was
Fire,
just.
this jacket.
It was, oh my god, it was so bad. And Henry watched the movie before I did, and he told me how bad it was. I watched the movie to do the podcast / out of spite, just to try to debate with him, but I couldn't because the movie was that bad. Like I was like, yo, it can't be that bad. Let me check it out. I'm gonna debate with you about this, and it was worse than that. It was.
It was like, damn.
Yeah.
I can't fight.
No, because we love debating with each other. We've been doing it for over 20 years. I don't know why.
Right,
And half the
there was
time,
nothing to disagree about.
at all. Sometimes we'll disagree with each other on stuff that we really agree on, just to disagree with each other. And this movie,
right.
we couldn't even do it with this movie at all.
No.
I'm gonna
I would have been so
try to
taken back if
Good
you told
luck.
me like that. I'd be like, you serious?
Yeah, that would have probably started some issues with our friendship.
I wouldn't answer your text. Nothing.
Yo, you coming to ScareCon? Nope.
You cut off.
Yep. Over 20 years of friendship cut off because I like a movie you don't like.
Seriously though, there's no reason to like that movie. And the worst part about the movie, it was the original, the guy that wrote the first one.
That bothers me. I should have wrote that movie.
What the fuck was he smoking? He must have been huffing something. I don't know what the fuck that dude was doing.
He don't know what he was doing.
That movie was not worth the wait. It shouldn't even been made at all.
I agree with you.
I didn't even pay to see it, and I want my money back.
Well, technically, you pay for Netflix, and you're paying for that service, and you watch the movie on that service. It's not like you streamed that, and then you also pay for the internet. So even if you streamed it somewhere,
Well, I want that back. Then I want a portion of my internet service.
And then
Because they're involved now.
yes, the internet service, the Netflix, the electricity you paid to watch that movie, the time you spent to watch that movie, which you could have been doing something more productive, all
I could
that.
have been sleeping.
Yeah, all that. I want money
Saved on all the
from that.
electricity.
Yeah,
Sleep.
everything. And oh man,
but no.
Yeah. Michelangelo. I like how you did that. Oh man, that movie was just so like I remember watching that movie. I couldn't sleep, so I put it on at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and I was watching it. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna kind of refresh it to put it on the background for the podcast to get ready for the podcast. And I did. It couldn't hold my attention at all. I watched it 1.5 times, and that half time it just
1.5.
man.
Mm.
I tried though. I really did.
Well, shit. Have any of you watched the Ted Bundy tapes yet?
Not yet, but I'm going to.
Oh my god.
No, I've watched countless
Hopefully this week.
docs about him and stuff like that. And
So good though.
Where can you
I
find
know,
it?
I know how it ends.
Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Fucking dies.
Huh?
So I know how it ends.
Yeah, but you get to hear his interviews and hear him talking and see him in the courtroom and oh man, it was so good.
Wasn't he his own lawyer or?
Yeah. Yeah, he was like firing lawyers because he wanted to do it himself.
He wanted to represent himself, and didn't he escape jail and then killed a couple of co-eds with a log?
Yeah, he
in their sleep?
escaped twice.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Right on.
Right on.
He escaped twice. I'm telling you right now, if I run a prison, someone escapes once, next time they're coming in there, I'm shooting them in the kneecaps. He ain't escaping again.
Yeah, if they escape once, fuck it, let them go.
No, he's killing people.
Yeah,
Hey.
he killed 6.
I don't want him to kill me. Fuck, get out of my prison. Fuck that.
But yeah, he was a psychology major too, so he was really fucking smart.
Mm. Wow.
Yep.
He was.
He drove a Volkswagen Beetle, didn't he?
Yep.
I wonder how that was on gas. Had to be good on gas.
Probably great.
Probably. And gas
Probably
prices
really
were
good.
real cheap back then. I would have drove one of those. I wouldn't have been a serial
Well,
killer, but I would have
Well,
drove one of
both
those.
times he got caught, it was a freaking traffic violation. So it wasn't even for anything else. It was for him driving stupid.
I would feel real dumb. Like you would have got away with it, but you were speeding. Fuck.
Yeah.
But you didn't use your signal.
Nope.
Those damn kids.
Mhm.
Would have gotten away with it too. No, and didn't one of his victims get away?
Yeah. Yep. And they interview her too on this
Yeah.
show.
I'm gonna have to watch that.
She
Yeah.
woke up and like jumped out of the car, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, see, I know all about that shit. I was
Yeah,
there.
you do, dang.
You were there? Well, why didn't you stop the situation if you were there?
I'm not get killed, man.
He didn't kill men. It was only women.
Yeah.
Did you fuck with a crazy white dude that drove a Volkswagen Bug?
No. I try to stay away from crazy white people. I work in an office,
And it
so
was orange.
I if they come in with a trench coat, I'm gonna leave. I'm not gonna punch out. I'm just gonna, you know what? It's time for me to go home.
Well, no, that was the thing. The thing with him was he just seemed like your everyday average guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And he was hot.
You gotta watch out.
Good looking guy.
See, me and Henry can't really. I have no idea because I just see guys as other people, so I don't know. I'll take your word for. I'll take your word for it.
All right.
And he had a girlfriend at one point too when he was doing all that stuff.
Wow.
I think she testified against him in court.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, she's the one that called and said that he should be a suspect.
Wow.
Mm.
Yeah, because the only time he could get off is when he would like tie her up and stuff and fart in her face.
Oh my god.
I think you got that mixed up with a different person or another movie.
He was a sick man, Aaron.
He was.
He did necrophilia too.
Oh man.
Well,
Is there a movie based off, not like a documentary, but is it like a horror movie that takes?
there's one coming out. Zac Efron's playing him,
No, not
which
that.
looks spot on.
It does.
Not that, Henry. Not a because that's like a documentary type of thing. I mean, like a movie, like similar with Ed Gein. That's kind of Leatherface. How it's loosely based with Ed Gein. Is there a Ted Bundy?
Oh, a lot of characters are.
You're not answering my question.
There is. Let me tell you the
I
name
know.
real quick. Somebody just posted it for me. But it's an older movie. It's like, I think, from the 80s. Let's see.
You're not
It's
making this up, are you?
called... No. Nope. A writer friend of mine wrote me and said, "Oh, have you seen this one?" It is called The Deliberate Stranger from 1986.
I have to check that out.
Oh, don't forget that one scene in Silence of the Lambs when Buffalo Bill had his arm in that fake sling.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
He did the same thing.
Yeah. Would act like he was
He would-
injured.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep. He'd walk around with crutches and stuff.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Fucking genius.
Yeah, he was. I guess.
He actually was.
He could have been a lot more productive if he wasn't killing people.
He could have used it for good.
Yeah, he could have probably cured cancer or something, but he just decided to kill people.
Well,
He had
that's
to go
what
out
the
and
judge
log it.
said. The judge
He's
told
out
him,
there
he's
logging
like, "I wish you would have, used your intelligence to be something better." He's like, "I would have loved to have worked alongside you. You would have been a great lawyer."
Mm.
Something.
Mm-hmm.
He had to be a dick.
Yeah, I guess somebody has to do it.
Oh, man.
You know.
I suppose.
Yeah. So, back to the movie. Again, I can't really give this movie a fair rating, but what do you guys rate this movie from 1 to 10? I don't even know what to call it because I like to try to do fun little things. Henry,
Brains.
1 to 10 brains. What would you give this movie? Henry, I'll start with you.
10. I give it a 10.
Okay, that was easy. That was quick.
From the casting to the soundtrack to the makeup, the effects.
Mm-hmm.
The movie could have been longer, I guess.
Okay.
If that'd be my only complaint.
Okay. Makayla, what about you?
Yeah.
When I was watching it, I was like, I would have given it like an 8. I was gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was really fun. Like, I thought it was like a really fun, like almost comedy horror.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's fun. It's scary.
Mm-hmm.
Couple titties in it,
That alone gives it at least a 2.
I always bring that up,
You do.
Because, nudity is, a staple, especially in the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so the girl that played Trash, her breasts are in one of the Freddy movies. Her face isn't. I think it was either the Dream Child. Yeah, I think it was Dream Child. There's a scene where
I can't confirm
Where,
that 'cause I'm not a big Freddy fan. Not a Fred head.
it was one of the scenes where they show like all the souls that are like that he has trapped.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
You just see a pair of titties. Those are
Oh
hers.
my gosh.
I didn't know that. That's funny.
Yep.
You really do your research, don't you, Henry?
You know what it is like when collector's editions come out. I always read the pamphlets and I always watch and listen to the commentary.
Mm-hmm.
And just random things like that always come up, and I remember them.
Yeah, I've known you for most of my life. I know you always remember the most random shit. Never helps us in any situation, but you know something.
It will one day.
I hope so. I'm waiting for that one day.
Yep, you'll be like, "Oh, I know this one."
Yep.
We'll be in cash cab. Like, okay, so whose titties were in
Oh my god.
the Freddy movie? Got it. And she was in the movie Guyver. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the movie called The Guyver.
Mm-mm.
The only Guyver I know of is MacGyver.
MacGyver.
Aaron, you should check this movie out. It's how do I explain it? It's almost like it's this alien technology that comes to Earth and like gives the people like superpowers, and they turn into like different like animals and stuff. But it's like super gory the way they kill each other.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a scene where the Guyver, who is like the anti-hero,
Mm-hmm.
and he's chasing one of the bad guys through a movie lot, and they run past a movie that's being filmed, and Linnea Quigley is screaming, and she's credited for that part. Oh, she doesn't scream. She stands there and screams.
And it's called
Yeah,
Guyver.
she's my scream queen. As far as people say Jamie Lee Curtis. I say Linnea Quigley.
I like Danielle Harris.
That's not a bad one either. I seen her in
She's alright.
person. At Monster Mania. I was gonna get her autograph for Henry, but her line was way too freaking long. I wasn't waiting 3 hours to get her autograph. I couldn't do that.
Francis would have.
Maybe. Because that was the first year we went to that con. Like, the line was ridiculous.
I remember you texted me. You're like, "Yo, should I go?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, you should fucking go."
Oh, yeah. I remember that. And I went.
You did.
Where's that one at?
New Jersey.
Okay.
Really good con. I went to it twice. Probably one of the best
That's what
cons
I
I've been to. Yeah. I mean, we've only been to 2 different horror cons. ScareCon, nothing wrong with it. Love the con, but Monster. I said this earlier on a or I don't know if it was on the podcast or not, but I was talking to Matt, and I always said, because he's actually going to Monster Mania with his wife in March. It wasn't on the podcast. I said ScareCon is like Six Flags. Monster Mania is like Disney World. I've never been in Disney World, but I guess everybody wants to go there. I don't care for theme parks because that's just not my thing anymore. But people want to go to Disneyland or cruises. Don't want to do either.
I mean, one of the funnest parts was all the cosplayers. Remember, like at the end of the night when all the people were dressed up in that one area.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
There wasn't too much of that at ScareCon for some reason.
No.
There wasn't too many people dressed up.
Well, there was this year. There was quite a few people dressed up this year.
Okay.
Which was cool. Really cool, actually.
I want to go to Monster Palooza this year because Bruce Campbell's going to be there.
Where is that? Monster Palooza.
I think it's in California.
California knows how to party.
Yeah,
Tupac.
let me look. Hang on, let's see. They just posted it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta go so bad.
Yeah, I would love to meet Bruce Campbell.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
I
That'd
hear
be
he's
amazing.
mean in person.
Do you think he would be mean in person?
I heard he was.
He hasn't met me yet.
Really?
I heard he was. I don't know. I mean, that was just from someone else that I met at a different con. They were like, yeah, they brought in like a picture that they like drew, and they spent a long time drawing it, and they asked him to sign it, and he was like, no.
That's mean.
Maybe the picture sucked. I drew a picture.
That's so rude.
I drew a picture of. I drew a picture of E Honda.
The chin wrong. If you draw Bruce Campbell, you got to get that chin just right.
Yep. I drew. Listen to this. In 3rd grade, I drew a picture of E Honda for Henry. You know what he did with it? He crumbled it up and threw it away. So.
Aww.
No, he didn't.
Yes, you did.
Making shit up. That never happened.
What happened then?
Not
He
that.
burned it.
So yeah, that's why I don't draw, because of him. Still my best friend in the world, but yeah.
That's sad.
I think he was just, tell me the truth. I sucked at drawing. Maybe that's what it was. I shouldn't pursue it. He was helping. He didn't want me to waste a lot of time with it. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know.
It's crushing
Yeah,
your
because
dreams.
right, if you were doing that, then you wouldn't be doing this. And you wouldn't be meeting all these cool people.
So you knew this was gonna happen. That's what it was.
I had a feeling.
But thank you for that. Then I appreciate it. I'm gonna stop being upset over that now, just because of that. Because you're so thoughtful.
I try. I really do.
I know. You have a terrible way of doing it, but you do.
Hey, my methods are a little different.
Yes, they are. Would you guys rewatch this movie? I know you would, Henry. You probably seen it about 47 times.
I honestly have lost count how many times I've seen this movie.
Yeah, I'd rewatch. I can't talk. I would rewatch it for sure. I've seen it before a couple times, but it's good. I like it.
RHEANON, did you give it a rating? I don't remember.
No.
Okay, what would your rating be for this?
I would probably give it 8.5 brains.
I think from what I've seen. Go ahead.
Well, because some of the acting really bothered me, which I'm back in the 80s, and that's how it was. And then, like, the screaming and the crying really bugged me.
And
But everything else is
so the
great.
part when they were sitting in the car and they were complaining about the rain.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, shit like that was so obnoxious. And then, like, even when Tom Matthews was, you know, changing into one, and just the way he's fucking screaming down the
Oh my
hallway.
god.
I was
Yeah.
like, that is
Fucking
ridiculous.
Drama
And
queen.
Yeah, and their crying was so horrible.
As Aaron would say, they were being very extra.
oh my goodness,
They were.
you know what? We're gonna change that from very extra to cagey. They're
Oh my
being very
gosh.
cagey.
They were caging.
Yeah.
They're so cagey.
But I feel like they were acting like that on purpose.
He does the same thing. He does that on purpose, and that's cagey.
Mhm.
That's what he do.
It is.
So cagey back then.
Yeah. You know, his dad doesn't talk to him anymore because of his acting.
Oh my
Because it was
God.
porn.
Oh, you're not serious.
I wish I had a better
I
reason.
was like, aw.
I don't feel bad. If I acted like that, my dad was like, "Listen, if you don't cut this shit out, I'm just gonna stop talking to you." I'm like, "Oh, you know, I deserved it."
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I would love this. I don't say this too often, but I would love to see this movie remade. Like as a more serious movie.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
You know, but the same tone. You know, just like the whole punk rock thing, but just more serious.
Yeah.
I love the punk rock part of it. I don't know. When I was in high school, I thought I was like the edgiest thing in the world. So I just like I felt it on a personal level. Like when he's in the graveyard, he's like, "It's a lifestyle" or whatever. I'm like, I feel that. I feel
it
it.
is.
He's just standing there contemplating his life, like such a complex man.
And then
Suicide.
the one chick with the pink hair, I loved how throughout the whole beginning of the movie, she's just like, I love death and like I fantasize about death. And then like when the zombies are coming after her, she's just screaming like a little girl.
Oh, she slipped real quick.
Yeah,
Like, oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
that was so me. It's probably still me.
That's what when I met her, that's what I had her sign my poster, my movie poster, was that whole spiel about being eaten alive by old people. Yeah.
Was she at ScareCon?
Awesome.
No, Monster Mania
Ah.
with
Thumb.
Thom.
Speaking of,
So, yeah, when she was at the horror film festival here, we actually ended up sitting in on her interview kind of by accident. So like you can see us on the news. We're like sitting off on the corner and we're
that's
talking
cool.
and we're like picking up our drinks and shit.
That's awesome. What for
She's also animals rights activist.
Oh yeah.
Well, I love
Big time.
animals.
Me too.
This is for Rhiannon and for MAKAYLA because I know what cons Henry's been to. What horror conventions have you guys been to?
I'll let you go first.
I've only been to two, because I'm a broke college student. I've been to Flashback Weekend when they were doing the Nightmare on Elm Street one, and then I went to Motor City Nightmares.
Nice.
Nice. I've been to Crypticon in Seattle 3 years in a row, and then the Horror Film Festival like 3 or 4 years, however long it's been going. Oh, I think it's been going 5 years. I've been going there about 5 years.
Nice.
Yeah, I want to go to a big one though. I want to go to like Texas Frightmare or Monsterpalooza. I want to go to a big one that has like all the awesome actors.
Me too. I would love to go to one of those. And like me, I've been to. Well, me and Henry, we've both been to ScareCon at least 5 times. I think I've been there 6 times. One more time than him because he didn't go last year. And we went to I went to Monster Mania twice. He went once, but. ScareCon's small, and I kind of like it because as far as like when I brought my podcast out there last year, I'm going to start bringing it out there like every year I go. So it's kind of like easier to interact with people there versus like a big ass con because you want to be all over the place. So I definitely, I love them both though. So fun.
We should all plan and go to one of the big ones. We should all like go to Texas Frightmare or do something like that one year. That would be so fun.
That would be
I'm pretty
amazing.
close to Texas.
What'd you say?
So I'm pretty close to Texas.
Well, I'm not, but I would
Me
definitely. I
I'm
would
not
do
really
it.
either, but airplanes will take you anywhere.
That's true. They won't take me to space though. Just saying.
See, the only downside to like the big cons is like they always get big name guests and their autographs are expensive.
That's true.
Yeah, they are.
And Robert Englund's autograph was $80.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Worth it.
Oh yeah. Oh, it was.
Totally worth it.
I think Bruce Campbell is.
I didn't meet him, but
expensive.
I did. My autograph is free though, Henry. As you got to,
I know I have it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
I want to work with him. So
Aw.
bad.
me? You will. Don't worry.
You too, but I really want to work with Robert Englund. So
No, that would be cool.
bad. Hey, he's getting old, you know.
He is.
So cool. He's such a
Yeah,
sweetheart.
but he seems like he takes care of himself though, because you get a lot of celebrities that like are boozing and doing all those
Yeah.
Mhm.
drugs.
Tara Reid.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely Tara Reid.
Oh my god. We told Rhiannon about when we were standing next to her at the bar, right? At like
Yes.
it was like what,
But we
11.
11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, but we didn't tell MAKAYLA about this, so why don't you tell that story, Henry?
So Aaron and I, we were at Monster Mania, and we were standing by the bar, just like talking about like who we were gonna meet, what we were gonna do. And she comes walking up, and I elbow her. I'm like, "Yo, look, there goes Tara Reid," and she was like, just like a skeletal version of what you would normally think, like how she looked in the American Pie movies.
Mhm.
Like she clearly is not taking care of herself.
Mhm.
Not to mention she's a shitty actor, but
Yep.
you throw that on top of it. But it was like 11 o'clock in the morning. She's over here getting gin and tonic.
She's all plastered
Mhm.
first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
And like
You know,
me, I
Gotta
don't
get drunk to meet fans.
bash people for day drinking because I've done it before. But it's like if I'm on vacation, kind of chilling. But if I'm out, that's like a business thing to me. If I'm out, like at this networking thing, there was no alcohol there, and even if there was, I wouldn't have drank because it was like a business type of thing. I wouldn't have been drinking it or been at least. She was drunk at like 11 o'clock. She wasn't just drinking, she was drunk.
Yeah.
It's
And-
unprofessional. I mean, look, you guys are talking about it, so it left a bad taste in your mouth.
I thought maybe she had a tack on her shoe or something, you know?
I wanted to give her a sandwich. I just wanted to feed her. I felt so bad. I know she can afford it,
Hungry?
but it's just
Little fella.
a little lady. And I'm sorry for bashing her because I know how much of a fan Rhiannon is of Tara Reid and Shannon Elizabeth. I'm trying to be nice about it.
I would take Shannon Elizabeth
Yeah.
over Tara Reid any day.
Well, I would take her over her too, but I don't like either of them.
That doesn't say much.
They both suck.
Do you have the same feelings about those two that I do about Nicolas Cage?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I do. Like, actually, yes.
All right. I got to get to the bottom of this. MAKAYLA, what actor or actress there's just one that you cannot stand any movie you watch. You just can't stand seeing their face on that movie. Who is it? We all have one.
There's a couple. I don't know if you guys know who Bella Thorne is, but I can't stand her.
Yes.
Oh, I know who she is.
Me either.
And then I
I'm
also
a fan.
I can't stand I can't think of her name, but she played Nancy in the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street. Can't stand her either.
Oh, all right. You have good taste. She is terrible.
I think, didn't you
She-
say that last time? That she was really bad?
Henry,
Yes,
I
I
think
did.
Henry said that.
Terrible casting.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
But she was good in The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Okay.
But her name, it's weird. It's like
It's
French.
like Rooney Mara or something like that.
That's exactly what it is.
It is? Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. That's exactly what
exactly
it is.
who it is. Oh, yep. Okay. I couldn't place her face, but yep. I
Yeah.
agree with you guys. She sucks. Mm-hmm.
I believe it. I'll take your guys' word for it. I did see that movie. And
Her name is Rooney.
well,
Just putting it out there.
I don't
Yep.
know. I guess. What kind of name is Nicolas Cage?
Oh my god.
Pretty common name, actually.
You know what would really piss me off, Henry? I know you've seen the Mortal Kombat movies. Did you guys see the Mortal Kombat movies? You guys familiar with the video game of Mortal Kombat?
Oh yeah.
I know the
definitely
video game. Yes.
Imagine if Nicolas Cage played Johnny Cage in the movie. Oh my god. I wouldn't even watch it. I would not watch it. Just because he's in that, and I can see him trying to go for that role.
You know what's funny? And I know we say this every time, but we'll do a topic of a podcast, but we just go way off the rails.
Like this episode right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be listen to this though. I'm gonna be honest.
There's nothing wrong with that because we're conversating. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's fun.
And you know what's great? Well, I'm gonna say this real quick. Like a lot of the reason why I'm doing it for this episode because I only got to watch a half hour of this movie, but
we can always revisit.
Oh yeah, we will. We'll do a comparison with the three, but a lot of feedback I get from people that either come on the podcast or just tell me about the podcast. They say they have fun with that because you guys just have a great conversation, have a good time with the podcast, not just talking about the movie. But you're sticking with horror, making jokes, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, and whatever happens, just go with the flow.
Yeah, go with the flow. I like that, like a river, right? River flow.
Yeah, river, creek, whatever.
Yeah, see, stream, pee.
Yeah, toilet.
Sink.
R. Kelly.
Oh, I knew that was coming.
Oh man.
I knew that was coming.
That was awesome.
I can't go one podcast without talking about R. Kelly.
Yes, you can because you've been on plenty of episodes without talking about R. Kelly. So stop lying. Maybe from here on out you can't.
Or maybe I wanted to talk about R. Kelly, but I just didn't.
You know what I'm gonna try to do for the next episode? I'm gonna try not to bring up Nicolas Cage at all, bashing him, because even at the earlier episode where I recorded with this cool guy, his name is Chase, and I gotta actually post his links on there. I forgot he has one movie out called Payday that he directed. He has another movie called Mandy something. I've forgotten. I think it's just called. But he directed and acted in that.
All the boys love Mandy Lane or something like that.
I forgot.
All the boys love Mandy something.
But
does
anyway,
it have Amber Heard in it?
I don't know. He's really really cool, and yeah, I need to get him on here again. But I talked about Nicolas Cage with him earlier and how much of a bad actor he was. And get this, for Rhiannon and Henry, you guys both know Matt. He actually enjoyed. Not only did he enjoy the movie Mandy, but it was in his top 3 movies of the year.
Mm-hmm.
What were the other two?
I don't remember. He has like a top 10 that was in the top 3. He didn't tell me, but I gotta have. Next time I see him in person, I gotta have a talk with him. It probably won't be till October at the con, but I gotta have a talk with him about that because Nicolas Cage is in the movie. Nicolas Cage.
Mandy was actually on the top list of the guys that work at Blumhouse. They all the guys that work there listed their top 5 movies, and almost all of them put Mandy in there.
Oh.
Mandy and Hereditary.
Wow.
Hereditary.
That was good though. Yeah, that was good.
Mm-hmm.
There was some scary parts. I was like, oof.
I don't get the hype with Mandy. I really don't. And
I honestly don't either. And I don't hate Nicolas Cage, but I really expected more.
I'm not going to say I hate him, because hate is a strong word. I'm going to say I dislike him, maybe a disdain even. I just feel like he ruined my life in some... I have a great life, but he ruined it in some
I don't hate
sense.
him, but he totally ruined my life.
Like, I have a great life, you know what I mean? I have a great wife and all that, great friends, great family, but... If I've never seen a Nicolas Cage movie, I think I would have been a lot further ahead in life. I might have owned my own business or something.
Gosh.
But because I wasted my time watching that movie, they ruined me. Henry understands.
I do. I've seen it. I've witnessed his downfall.
Yeah. Started with the 3rd grade picture of E Honda, and it ended with Nicolas Cage
I lost
movies.
sleep over it.
I lose sleep over it every single day. And it's just, I don't know. I just blame him for a lot of things that's going on in my life. That, not in my life, because I love my life, but a lot of things that's going on in this world, I think it's his fault. I really do. I think if he just stopped acting, a lot of stuff wouldn't be going on. There'd be a lot more peace. But he's selfish.
But you know, at the very least, you know, he used to be, you know, he used to have a lot of movies out, like used to be everywhere, and now it just you get a couple movies every now and then. So.
Well, that was the problem. He had so much stuff out there, and it just bothered people. And now there's like, you know what, Nick, you got to calm it down.
8, and this is the only time I will stand up for him. Is 8mm was good.
I'm not gonna watch it. I liked him in Face. I like the movie Face Off, and I like Gone in 60 Seconds, and that's it.
Do you want to know what 8mm is about?
If it's
Yeah.
not,
At the very least.
not really,
I think
but
I've seen it, but I can't remember.
I'll let you say that, and then we could wrap this up. We can chat after we record if you guys want, but you know, go ahead and tell us what
I
it's
got
about.
some zombies to kill. So basically, he's a detective, and he pulls up a cold case of a missing girl, and I mean, I can't give away too much of it without like spoiling it.
You can spoil it because I'm probably not going to watch it because he's in it.
Well, I don't know if these two are or not. So
No, they don't like Nicolas Cage either.
I think.
it involves snuff films,
Oh, okay.
and he like goes into the underworld, like you know, and investigates and gets in way deep.
Hmm.
I'm gonna have to watch it.
You know, with and he tries to find out what really happened to this girl and whether or not it was real, and just it you know, as much as you dislike Nicolas Cage,
Mhm.
I seriously like I would recommend it. At least watch the trailer.
All right, so
At least watch the
if I
trailer.
say I do watch this movie, right, and I don't like it, can I blame you for that?
No,
No,
just
you
blame
can't blame.
Nicolas Cage.
No, you can't blame me for your opinion.
But
It
you're
doesn't work like that.
but you're saying you're recommending this movie to me, so therefore
Yeah, but whether or not you like it, that's on you.
I'm gonna blame you for watching it if I do decide to watch this movie. I'm definitely gonna do that.
Well-
You know I'm gonna talk shit.
That's fine. But be honest.
I will.
You were honest with Mandy. He
I-
said he didn't ruin the movie. It
I
wasn't
really
him.
did, and that was hard for me to say, and it's still hard for me to say. And when I listen
Baby
to
steps.
when I listen to that episode, it's gonna be hard for me to listen to. I might even turn it off and say, I can't believe I said that bullshit.
Have you ever seen the movie Seven?
Yes.
Yeah.
I did not finish that movie.
It's the same kind of tone.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
I would
I
love
want to see it. Yeah.
Just, yeah, it's the same kind of
You
tone.
didn't
In
see
Seven,
the ending?
I don't remember. I
what's in
remember.
the box?
Yeah, the ending is like the best part. You gotta watch
Yeah.
that.
I'll watch 7, and I guess I'm not gonna promise.
Yeah,
I'll watch
okay.
8mm.
Watch 7 first,
Okay.
and it's the same kind of feel,
Okay.
same tone.
Cool.
It's a dark movie. It's good. There's no box.
No box. What's in the box?
So
That
on
was
that note,
Really good.
I guess we can wrap this episode up. Thank you all for coming on here. Henry, I'll start with you
Yes.
because I already probably know the answer. I know you're getting ready to play Resident Evil 2. Do you have anything you want to plug on here?
That I want to plug?
Yeah, you. You're the
I
one.
don't do shit. This is what I do. So
You can plug your.
people already listening. So
What's your Twitch handle? Your Twitch name?
I don't remember.
Oh God.
The only time I Twitch is when you watch.
Well, I was
But
gonna.
if you want to add me on Facebook, my name, you can look me up. It's Snatch Adams.
That's like your email thing, right?
Yeah, it's Snatch Adams.
And he's also a part of the Horror with Sir Sturdy group, so you can find him in there.
Yeah. The name's Henry.
What about your PSN? What's your PSN?
It is Ray Brandywine 331.
There you go. And once you add him on there, then you can find out what his Twitch name is.
Once I figure it out.
I'll figure it out. I'll try to. Kayla, do you have anything you want to plug?
I don't do anything either. I'm a college student.
What college do you go to?
There you go.
MSU.
MSU, Michigan.
What?
MSU,
State.
Michigan State University. I can't. I
There
mean,
you go.
I'll say I'm proud of you for being in college, getting ready to graduate and all that. That's awesome. But I'm a Michigan Wolverines fan, so I can't really.
You are?
Yes.
It's okay. It's okay. No rivalry here.
No. We already look at this. She's coming on here. This is her first episode. She's going to Michigan State, and she's a Freddie fan. I'm a Jason fan, a Michigan Wolverines fan. This just shows America. We can all get along. You hear that, Donald?
Yeah.
Did you hear that, Donald?
Yeah.
Is that what you said? I didn't hear you.
I said, you
There's
hear
no
that?
walls here.
I actually tweeted
Just
him
bridges.
about a month ago. I said, I tweeted Donald Trump and I said, while you're waiting for the wall to be built, you should listen to my podcast. But I didn't get a response.
Because he's
Unfortunately.
too busy listening to it. He's got plenty of time.
That's good. He should listen to it. I think he'd enjoy it. He might get some ideas. You can plug your but Makayla, you can plug your Twitter on there too, because you do post a lot of cool horror stuff on there.
Oh, I retweet a lot though.
That
My
counts.
Twitter is at 1428elm, but don't mistake me for the horror blog
1428
because
Elm.
I've been mistaken for the horror blog a lot. There's no space in my @ so I've been mentioned so many times from people like, check out my article, and I'm like, the article's great, and then like I didn't realize they were trying to be used for
That's
the
hilarious.
horror blog.
Hey, that's on them.
awesome.
Then they're like, "Oh, thank you so much for liking my thing." And then I think they eventually realized, this is just some college girl. This isn't anything important.
I know how it is
Their
being
stuff
mistaken for.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
Oh man.
Rhiannon, your turn.
Okay.
Go plug away.
So I have a YouTube show called Sideshow Horrors, where we talk about movies and our favorite movies and clips and stuff. I have a book on Amazon, Broken Halo, and then a fan film called 3 Bodies, 1 Grave. That's on Facebook right now. The movie's not, but the behind the scenes photos and stuff are. And then I had a small part in a movie called The Darknet,
Mhm.
and that's going to be released later this year. And that's with Darkstone Entertainment.
Nice.
And that's all on Facebook too.
What about your Skype thing you do?
Oh, that is it's called Skype Beyond the Grave, and I don't have the link for that yet.
It's on YouTube though, right?
It is, but it's under. I gotta find the name it's under.
Okay.
So I always have to search for it because it's really weird. He doesn't have it put in like an easy name to find.
Yeah. When you find it though, I'll put it on that page.
Okay,
Like, cool
yeah, I'll
pages
do it
to
that
find.
way.
Just send me the link when you
Yeah.
get a chance. And
Okay.
I will say this, people that are listening, definitely go check out my brother Sam's Normal Terror page and also his Sacrificial Pawn Productions page, because there's gonna be that's gonna be a great movie that comes out, and there's gonna be a really big surprise in that movie. Can't tell you what
Yeah,
now.
it's something to keep an eye out on.
Yes, and an
Mhm.
ear out on. Go follow him. Definitely support that. When the Indiegogo drops for that movie, I'll let everybody know so you can all back it, get some cool merch, get your name in the credits and all that great stuff. And you know where you can find me. If you ever want to be a guest on this podcast, email me at horrorwithsir.sturdy@gmail.com. And I have 2 people on here that I don't personally know, I've never met in person, that have emailed me, and they've Rhiannon and Makayla, they're both on the podcast now. Henry, he didn't email me. I've known him all my damn life, so you know that.
I don't even know your email.
You don't need to know it. You'll send me
I know your phone number,
You'll send me a bunch of weird stuff.
and I will keep doing that.
I know, but for those of you, you know, you listen to the podcast, you're in your friend's car riding along. Hey, where's this cool podcast? How can I listen to this? Well, I'm going to tell you right now. Here's how you can listen to me. First of all, you can check me out on Facebook, horrorwithsir.sturdy. I'm on Facebook. I have a group where you can post anything that's horror related, and I have a page where I just try to use that to promote the podcast, but I'd like to get more people to like and join both of those. The platforms I'm on Podbean, I'm on iTunes, I'm on Google Play, I'm on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, many more platforms. I have a Twitch, and my Twitch is horror_with_sir_sturdy. If you play the PS4, my PSN is sir_sturdy. I'm usually online on the weekends late after we do this podcast, recording on Twitch with Henry, talking a bunch of wild stuff.
Live.
Yes, live. We'll be on live
Live.
Twitch. Our conversations make no sense. Sometimes we're talking horror. Sometimes we're talking some. You just got to tune in. That's all I'm going to say. You just got to tune in and
Yeah, I'm
enjoy.
going to be streaming the new Resident Evil game.
Tonight, right? Well, this isn't going to be
Yeah,
live,
yeah.
but Resident Evil 2 on his Twitch stream. We have no idea what the name is called yet because Henry's terrible at this.
Ray Ventura.
Ray Ventura? It
Yeah.
would be. You always make something weird and complicated. Why can't you just do something simple?
Because I'm weird and complicated, man.
That's why I love you.
That's why I love you too.
Aww.
Yep.
Nigga.
There you
No
go.
homo. Hold up, no homo.
Okay.
No, okay.
But I do want to thank each and every one of you guys that listen to this podcast, that support this podcast, because without you guys, I wouldn't be able to do it. Keep liking, keep sharing, keep subscribing. Tell your friends about the podcast. Please rate and review. And I know you hear this a lot on podcasts, but it does help us get more listeners because it helps us get better ratings, which moves us up on the podcasting charts, which helps us, more people see it and they want to check it out. And I want to thank you three for coming on here. I greatly appreciate it. I love that you guys came on here. You're obviously all welcome on here whenever you want. And that goes to anybody else who's been on this podcast and who hasn't. This guy who hasn't been on this podcast. Anybody's welcome on this podcast to talk some horror.
Me.
Then who was it? It wasn't me.
It was Rhiannon.
It was not.
You might be right. I'll take your word for it, Henry. You haven't lied to me yet today.
Never.
That's a liar.
I'm a man of my word.
Yeah, you are. That word can be a lie, but he's a man of his word.
That's right.
But yeah, honestly, seriously, thank you guys for all coming on here again. I would love to have you guys on here again, even you, Henry. And
Well, you will.
Yeah.
I don't think you have a choice at this point.
I really don't. we're kind of stuck with each other.
So what's the next episode?
Not that that's any of your business, but I'll matter of fact, once we stop recording, I'll let you know because I'm not 100% sure yet because I'm doing one tomorrow too.
Because well, for me, the Saturdays that she doesn't work are the best. Like, she works every other Saturday. So
he's talking about his
Saturday
wife.
might not be the best, but the following, So.
Okay, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So, anybody have anything they want to close out with before I close this up with my lovely closing close? Wow. Henry, do you have any last things you want to say? Because you always have to say some fucked up shit when I'm trying to talk.
Not this time.
That's good. MAKAYLA, RHEANON, you guys have anything you want to say?
No.
Nothing?
No.
Everybody's all quiet?
Plugged our stuff. I think of any. I'm put on the
Thanks for
spot.
having
I'm like, I
me.
can't think.
You should be
It
used
was
to
nice
this.
to meet you too. That was
Yeah,
really fun.
Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Yes, there you go, Henry. I'm proud of you, Henry. You're getting better with this.
Nice to meet you.
So, on that note, I will wrap it up, the podcast. Again, thank everybody for coming on. Thanks to everybody for listening, subscribing. Again, please like, rate, review, share with your friends and your family. And go watch Thanksgiving if you haven't seen it. Excellent movie. Beautiful movie. It's a great love story about a killer turkey. And on that note, I will wrap it up. And as always, I'll see you in your nightmare.